What's up guys, I'm here with another Overwatch video as I welcome you to my top 10, as I'll be going to have a countdown and see which achievements I think are the hardest to complete. Please note that this list also reflects my own and friends' experience, meaning that we agreed that some achis are definitely harder than others. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the video. First we have the Game Over achievement for D.Va, which is somewhat tricky to accomplish. You need to execute 4 enemies with D.Va's self-destruct, which requires smart position, thinking and timing in order to success properly. Also, if you have a friend playing with you who can play a good Reinhardt or Zarya, you might wanna ask their help out, which helps this achievement success rate tremendously. Next, I'm gonna talk about a hero that not too many seems to like, which is Junkrat and his achievement Mine Like a Steel Trap. You basically need to knock enemy hero to your steel trap by using concussion mine, which is sometimes executed by pure luck and sometimes requires some really smart position for your trap and mine. My best bet is how to achieve this one the easiest is try to bait one of the enemies into a small room, put the mine plus trap combo there and with the perfect timing knock the enemy to your trap. Voila! Moving on to Did That Sting, where in this achievement you need to kill 4 enemies with Widowmaker's Venom Mine, which is not too difficult but rather quite teasing to accomplish. Since Venom Mine does damage over time, it's rather difficult to get the finishing blow with Venom Mines rather than with your sniper rifle, but if you position your mines within good spots, your chances for succession increases a lot.
Merci.
Here we have another achievement that's a bit teasy, which is Minesweeper for Winston. You need to destroy 10 turrets or traps with Tesla cannon without dying, which means in most cases that it's pretty necessary to have enemy Symmetra if you even want to give this achievement a shot. Sure, there are other traps and stuff like Junkrat's Steel Trap, Widowmaker's Venom Mine and Torbjorn's Turret, but those 3 heroes can place 1 at a time, unlike Symmetra can put 6 at a time, so you want to hope to play in a map where you attack as Winston and the enemy has Symmetra who puts a lot of turrets, which will increase the success rate a lot. One of the classic achievements, if you ask me, it's time for the High Noon. So, you need to eliminate 4 enemies with McCree's ultimate, High Noon, which can be extremely difficult for few reasons. First of all, High Noon is very easy to interrupt or shut down, and you also need an excellent spot and preferably a follow-up from your allies in order to get the 4 kills successfully. So it is definitely not so easy achievement, but can be done under the right circumstances. Next one is an achievement that I remember I had some struggle with, as I'm talking about Nyada's Rapid Discord achievement. You need to get 4 kills or assists within 6 seconds by using your Orb of Discord, which can be a tough one to pull off if you're playing alone. Just get a nice pre-made or go competitive and simply shout out the discorded target to the microphone, which will cause your allies to follow the Discord orb and ultimately grant you this not so easy achievement. The next achievement is one of those that you might get by pure luck or struggle with forever, as I'm talking about Genji's Their Own Worst Enemy achievement. You need to kill 2 enemies with a single use of Genji's Deflect, which is pain in the ass because there has to be a lot of enemies stacked who use projectiles in order to pull this one off. Getting 1 kill with Deflect is not an issue, but 2? For Deflect double kill, you hope to have enemies that has as many projectile based heroes as possible, and there is one rare scenario that could make this achievement much easier, which is to either deflect Zarya's Graviton Surge or Hanzo's Dragon Strike, which can cause for an insane surprise factor and possibly to make this achievement a lot easier to manage. The Path is Closed is the only general achievement in this list, and since the Symmetra's rework and hero limitations in quick and competitive play has become active, the difficulty has increased a lot for this achievement. You basically need to destroy 3 Symmetra's teleporters in a single quick or competitive play. Tell me, how many games do you even see 3 teleports placed in a total? If the defense teams lose their first point, it's very likely for the Symmetra to change the hero, and since she can optionally place Shield Generator too, that won't apparently count for it since the achievement mentions teleports only, which should be changed in my opinion. And attacking? Pretty much no one plays Symmetra on attack, so what you need to hope for is pick a nice flanker in attack that can get easily behind the enemy lines and hope that the enemy Symmetra will only place teleports and will keep the same hero as long as possible. Waste Not Want Not is in my opinion one of the most difficult achievements to accomplish because of the nasty requirements in order to do so. You need to get 3 solo kills with a single clip of Reaper shotguns, so let's break it down to numbers. For squishier target you usually need 2 shots to kill if you're really close, and for tanks 4 to 5 shots. You have only 8 shots per magazine, so it's highly preferred that you focus only on squishier targets, but the main problem is that you have to kill them alone without reloading. Some people have said that you could assist this achievement by using Death Blossom, but as long as I'm considered that's not true. But since Overwatch is a 6 vs 6 game, it's very likely that someone accompanies you with the kills as you proceed on, so to get the kills alone puts a tremendous challenge to the table but rewards you with the cool pixel spray. But before we check out the number 1 spot, let's see some of the honorable mentions. Simple Geometry achievement for Hanzo is one of those teasing ones because 1 kill with Scatter Arrow isn't that hard, but 2 can be much more trickier. You just wanna look for opponents who gather inside a room of some sort where the arrows can bounce a lot, which can help to get this achievement done a lot easier. One of the more recent achievements available, Hold State for Orisa, is somewhat difficult too. Since you have to pull enemies into 1000 damage by using Hold, you might want to try pull people off the map or just to try to communicate with your Reinhardt or Zarya if they could set up things for you. Huge success for Symmetra is not too easy of an achievement to accomplish. You need to teleport 20 players within one quick or competitive play, which requires you to be really aggressive and smart at the same time, so you get the good balance for dealing damage and putting those teleports in a sneaky spots so they won't get destroyed. I recommend Watchpoint Gibraltar's defense section for this one, as the map offers long payload road as well as good sneaky spots for your teleports. This might not be a surprise for too many people, but I believe that the Floor is Lava for Lucio is still the hardest achievement in Overwatch. What you need to do is get 3 killing blows while wall riding without dying, which itself is tough since your main weapon doesn't do much damage. But you can also knock enemies off the map with Sound Wave, and as soon as the kill registers and you're wall riding, it will count as well. Some maps offer better success rate for this, such as Ilios' Well and Lighthouse sections, and Lijian Tower's Garden and Night Market sections. Last note I want to mention is that since Lucio is about to change a bit in the future, where he gets slightly more damage and extra wall ride speed, the achievement itself will get somewhat easier, but ultimately is still really tough to pull off and is in my opinion the hardest achievement for Overwatch. Okay, so that concludes the top 10 hardest achievements for Overwatch. I hope you had some fun. If you enjoyed, please like, comment and subscribe for more Overwatch and other gaming related videos to come. That's it for this time. My name is Hepodix and have a nice day.